everyone, and thank you for joining me for this mindful pattern making session. My name's Gemma and I'm the activities coordinator here at Pendleside Hospice. So as you can see, I've got a bit of an example here of mindful pattern making, of mindful colouring. So all you'll need is a piece of paper, so you can have it whatever size paper you like, and you will need a pen. And if you have got anything at home, any felt tips or colours, you can use those as well. If you don't, then don't worry, you can really simply just use a pen just to create patterns and to colour areas in. So you don't need colour, but if you have got some, then please do feel free to use those as well. You'll also need something that you can draw around, so something with a circular shape. So I've just got a little plastic cup here. That's how I've drawn around to create the circles. So mindful colouring is something that's been quite popular, I think. I'd say recently, but it's been going on for quite a while. You might have heard of adult colouring, and it's something, it was a bit of a craze, I think, at one point, but people are still really interested in doing it and are enjoying doing adult colouring. So you can get books, you can get lots of different types of books and patterns, but you can also do your own pattern making and your own adult colouring, which is what we're going to be doing today. So it's just a really mindful activity. So I suggest when you're doing something like this, maybe going to a quiet room, somewhere where you find, it's peaceful. You might want to go and sit outside in the garden and do this. And it's something as well that you don't need to rush. So it's something you can keep coming back to. It's something that you can keep having a go at. You might decide you only want to do a little section one day and go back to it and do it again another day. So it can be an ongoing project. Okay, so it's a way of relaxing. It's a way of focusing. It's just really good for well-being, really. I think sometimes when we think of colouring and drawing, we go back to sort of school days and what it was like as a child to colour and to draw. But it's really beneficial, actually, and it's just a great way to focus and relax. And you'll have your own ways of doing it. So I just went ahead and did this. I didn't think too much about what I was going to draw or what I was going to colour in. I just went ahead and did it. You might be someone who finds it easier and less stressful if you plan where you're going to put what you want to put, and where you want to put what shape, where you want to put what circle, and where you want to put your circle. So it really is up to you how you go about doing your mindful pattern making and your mindful colouring. But hopefully, after a go, you will feel relaxed and you'll find it beneficial. So when I started this section here, I just started with this area. So I just overlapped a circle with another circle, and I got that shape there. So I started with that shape in the middle, and I started just doing some lines. And then from the lines, I thought, I want to put some circles in there. So I did the circles, and then I decided, I want to put a bit of colour. So I put the colour, and I didn't think too much about where I wanted to put it. So I just let the pen and let my hand and my mind just go to an area. So it is good to try and get, I suppose you can get lost in it really, and if you're not thinking about it, you just let your mind and your hand just take you where it wants to go. And then I did these bits up here, and then I decided I wanted to do something in there. So I started with that shape there, and then those shapes followed, and then I went down to this section here. And I might decide, I want to go back to that section at some point, put a bit of colour in it, or add some pattern into that section. So yeah, it's a really good activity to do if you are feeling a little bit stressed, if you feel like your mind's wandering, because mine does that. I do think a lot, my mind wanders a lot. So when I do anything like this, it really does help to relax my mind and to focus on something other than what I'm, thinking about. So just really, you can immerse yourself in it. You really can. So obviously I've left a few bits blank, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of pattern making. Again, you can do whatever pattern you want. You can do whatever shape you want. You don't have to do circles. It's just I've chosen to do circles. I found those a good shape to use for me, but you might want to use squares. You might just want to have a blank canvas, have a blank page, and just start doing patterns on that. So it really is up to you, but I like to sort of contain my patterns within the circle. So I don't know, that might say a bit of something about me, I don't know. So I'm going to work with this section here. Again, I've no plan of what I want to draw, what I want to colour. So I'm just going to do some squiggles actually. There you go. So again, I'm thinking about what I'm doing, but at the same time, I'm just focusing on where my hand's taking me. I think I'll colour that pattern in. There we go. I have to remember I'm filming this and don't just go ahead and get lost in it. Okay. And you can take your time over this. It really is something you can take your time over. You can enjoy doing. It can be really neat. Again, I'm rushing this a little bit, but you can really concentrate on your line making and your colouring. And then I think I'm going to use a bit of colour on this. So I think I'm just going to pick a blue. Sometimes I just do a lucky dip and see what colour I get. So yeah, I've got a blue. So I'm just going to do some little dots. Again, none of this is planned. I'm just going with my hand and where my mind's, taking me. I'm going to put one there as well. Some dots there. So I just made some dots with my felt tip. And then I might just colour this bit in black here. And again, you might want to use a different style of medium. I'm using a pen and felt tips, but you might want to use something different. You might want to use watercolours. You might want to use pastels. But I just thought, everybody's got a pen and a piece of paper hanging around, so anybody can have a go at this, I suppose. I'm just going to put it down on the table just for a minute, just while I finish off, because my pen's running out when I have it upright. And it'd be great as well if you do have a go at this and you do create something, then send us an email, send us a picture of what you've made. It'd be really, really, really great to see it. You can send it to Pendleside Hospice. I'm nearly there, nearly done. Again, I'm rushing this, but generally it's a really, really relaxing thing to do. And you can spend as little or as long as you want on it as well. So one day you might just do a tiny, tiny section, but you've done a bit on it, So there you go. You can see I've filled in that area there. So it didn't take me too long, but as well I was rushing it. I think I'll fill in this bit. I'm going to use colour again, but again you can just use pens, you can use your pencils. I'll use a darker colour, then you can see it a bit better. So I'll use a darker green. Let's see. There we go. I think I'll fill in that section there. So I'm just colouring that bit in. And you might find as well, sometimes you might make a little bit of a mistake. And it can be quite annoying because you think, oh, I've been so neat on everything else, then you make a mistake. But if you have made a mistake, then see if there's something you can do to that. See if you can rectify it, see if you can add anything over the top or make a shape out of that mistake you might have made on your paper. So, you know, don't screw it up straight away. Maybe see if you can you know, do something to that mistake that you've made. Like I didn't really do a perfect point to that, so I'm just going to take it down to there. Okay, and then I'm just going to fill in this actually with a bit of green. There we go. So you can see there, that didn't take me long at all to do. You can take a lot longer, you can take as much time as you need. So yeah, hopefully that's been useful. Hopefully that's given you some ideas, and you don't need anything apart from pen and paper really. So it's something you can just go ahead and have a go at. So hopefully you'll feel relaxed after taking part in this activity, and yeah, it'd be great to see you again sometime. Like I said before, show us any of your work that you do, any of your creative therapies. It's really, you know, it'd be really good to see what you're making, and have a go with your family as well. You know, get your family involved. You might want to do a big picture that the whole family's been involved in. So you can, you know, you might want to do it on your own, but you can also get your family involved and get each of you to do a little circle. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me. I hope that's been helpful, and we'll see you again very soon. Thanks very much. Bye.